All right, another day. I did an hour 31. I also got off and did some free weights and some squats while this thing was running, and then wasted no time. Not like I was resting. I just did some free weights, some squats, got back on here, kept going, so I mixed it up a little bit. Good Lord. Like I said, hour and a half, over an hour and a half, and it was about 890 calories, and I can feel it because I am very tired, and I did not eat too much. I ate, but I didn't eat too much. So, I need to make sure to get something after this, after a shower. Not too much to say. My legs actually hurt this time. Not like my knees, not like, you know, how they normally hurt, but just like I can feel the tenseness. Mostly because I was actually running it at like a faster speed than I have been lately. Oh God, got some sweat in my eye. Oh, it's so salty. It hurts. Trying to think of anything new. Nothing new. Powering through shows that I'm watching. Skipping a lot. There are some characters that are being introduced in like the last couple episodes of a show that I'm watching that I don't care that they exist. They're introduced way too late. They're annoying characters. They're poorly written. And anything and everything involving them, I'm just fast forwarding. I don't care. I don't know. I just don't got patience for that kind of stuff anymore. I'm running out of patience. I'm like, no, you're dead. Go. You're dead to me. Doing a lot of research into webcomics, which is fun, I guess, except for the fact that there's a lot of stuff I don't get. And the one person that I wish would be able to help me answer some of these questions and kind of, you know, point me in the right direction and all this kind of stuff isn't helpful, isn't useful. I tried asking someone online. There's actually this one YouTube channel. This guy, actually, you know what? I'm going to see if I can find his YouTube channel because I actually want to give him a shout out. Walter Ostlie. WALTER OSTLIE. YouTube channel hasn't been around for too long, but he's got lots of views. Got some really good topics. Covers a lot of like web comics and art and using certain programs and stuff like that. A lot of his videos have been very useful. I actually messaged him on one of his videos because I write in screenplay format, and there's obviously a different format for writing comics. They write based on panels. They number so this panel, this is what's happening in this panel, this panel, this is what's happening in this panel, this panel, this is what's happening in this panel. And I don't see things that way. I don't visualize it that way. I visualize most things in like animated or live action format, moving pictures rather than still pictures. And my brother, he visualizes stuff in still pictures. He can visualize stuff in single frames very well, very clearly, and articulate it very well. I don't. I kind of just articulate. I can explain what's going on, the way what I visualize, but because I see it as a fully moving, as if it was like a movie in front of me, it's hard for me to describe literally every single detail. So it's hard for me to break down a screenplay into a comic or webcomic or, panel-based format. It's very hard for me to do that. So I was trying to find out how easy is it for me to write a screenplay in the format that I write it in, which is spec script, and hand that off to someone else who is a comic book artist. And how easily would it be for them to understand what I'm going with? Because I kind of, if anything that I wrote was translated into graphic novel, comic book, manga, webcomic, whatever, I kind of don't really care what the angles are or how it's kind of framed up for the most part. because like as long as the dialogue, the scene, and the emotions and the mood is still accurate to what I had visualized, it kind of really doesn't matter to me. That's why I don't write, camera angles or shots in my screenplay. It's a spec script, which is just basically, it's just the transitions, scene header, which is like, interior shot, house, time of day. And then it would be actions, which actions also include describing what you're seeing when the shot first comes up, and what the characters are doing, physically, sometimes describing the sounds that are going on if they're important, and then character name and dialogue, and then parentheticals, which are inside, just under the character's name, in between the dialogue, if that character is saying something in a very particular way, or if they're doing something while talking, if it's relevant to that dialogue specifically. Otherwise, if it's something that they can just be doing while saying basically anything, just something that needs to happen from, by the time they finish their line, you just put it in the actions. That's how I write sometimes I'll write shots if it's very important, but most of the time I just write something in actions. You see, or we see this, and this. And for the most part, how that thing is seen or how it's framed doesn't matter. But from what some people have said is that in order for me to, in order for a comic book artist to actually take a screenplay and make, still art out of it, it would have to be translated and broken down into panel format. So I don't know if that's something that I would need to learn. I pray to God it's not. Because, I can only learn so many things. I can only learn so many programs. I can only learn so many things in the industry, whether it's voiceover or acting. I can only cram up so much in my head. It takes time to properly learn and fully understand something. And, you can only dedicate, 100% to one thing. If you want to dedicate, if you want to do more things, you have to divide that 100% by whatever it is that you're also wanting to tackle. No one can ever do more than that. And so, anything that I try to do on top of what I already do is going to dwindle or decrease, anything else that I already do. Like, for example, me exercising, me working out. It cuts a lot of time into me doing voiceover. While I've been on the treadmill, I've gotten 4 or 5 notifications, either, people, wanting to negotiate, people wanting to check in on their order, like they just placed today. And they're, they placed only a couple hours ago and they're already trying to check in on it. And I can't even. And then, people wanting revisions and this kind of that. And, I can only dedicate so many hours. And so I have to kind of like, if I want to get in shape, I have for 2 hours, because, I still include, a stretch and, the exercise time, and then showering in that full encompassing, period, also doing these videos. And then, after that, then I got to go in there and I got to do voiceover. And I already did a little bit of voiceover when I voiceover work, not necessarily voiceover. I did one revision and the rest of it was like emails and communicating with people. And then I know that I have to do more. And it's easier for me to do the bulk of my recording later on in the day, because the children go inside after a certain period. And when I first get back after dropping off my roommate, there are just only small windows of opportunity of silence. The rest of it is kids throwing balls at the sides of buildings, breaking wood, screaming, dogs barking, kids fighting. It's nonstop. So, I try to organize my day. However, after I'm done with this and I take a shower, I only have a little bit before I have to go pick up my roommate again. I don't have that many hours to myself. Also, I think I only got like 5.5 hours of sleep last night. So I can only do so much. So that's why I really wish that there was, you know, more people to help me with the things that I need help with. But just can't be that lucky, I guess. So anyway, that's it. I'm tired. I'm gonna go something to eat real quick before I go into the shower. I got a lot of voiceover, and then I gotta go driving. And I gotta go drive for like, I mean, it's an hour and a half round trip. Just go pick up my roommate. So it's an hour and a half. It's like an hour, 10, 15, driving him up there and then driving back. And then it's another hour, 15, hour 30, depending on what kind of construction's going on tonight, to go pick him up. So, I mean, that right there, that's like 3 hours out of my day. It's like 3 hours. And this is 2, so that's 5. You know, so what are you gonna do? All right, well, catch you later. Peace.